Hey, Quabbros, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Glad to have you guys here and hope you guys are doing well. We are unfortunately not getting Stalingrad today. We are going to more than likely be getting it tomorrow. They did delay the Battle Pass update, which is, the major update, for 1 day. So I'm expecting it to come out tomorrow, March 30th, and then we will be getting Stalingrad. But until then, we do get a dev blog here that I'm going to go over and just get my thoughts on, just to get the info out there for you guys that might not have seen it and get my thoughts on it very quickly, because there's some cool stuff in it. But I do expect Stalingrad to come out tomorrow. Do not take my word for it, because I don't know 100%. I do not have any perfect information or a crystal ball that tells me, but I will say that I do expect it to come out personally. Now, first off, we get our first premium squad here. It is the Night Witches in Stalingrad. I'm really excited to see this stuff. I think this is really cool. I think this is something that we've kind of been something like this to be asked for quite a while. Those of you that have complained maybe about Battlefield's portrayal of women serving in World War II should be pretty happy about this, because this is a very historical squad. In fact, rightfully so, a legendary squad, right? And it is the Night Witches, the 588th Night Bomber Regiment. They're a group of female pilots who served outside Stalingrad, I believe, and I think there were some in Moscow as well, that flew some raids. But they were just utter badasses. They would actually, they have the information here, if you guys didn't know, but they would cut their engines and jam their engines. They would glide over the German positions, and then they would drop their bombs in silence. Right, which is just so horrifying to think about, because normally you'd be able to hear the planes coming, and then you'd be able to get to cover or whatever, but they would cut the engine, so it'd be silent, and then a bomb would land on your head. So the psychological effects, as noted here, would be ridiculously high. So very cool. The plane that they get is the PO2 here. I'm sure it's not going to be a very great plane, but it does carry 200 kg bombs and 2 50 kg bombs, which would be pretty cool as well. I hope to see some more of the iconic kind of premium squads that I think deserve to be shown, and the iconic kind of groups that fought in World War II that we're not seeing, other than just white guys. I would love to see the 761st Tank Battalion serving in the 2nd Army, I believe. And they were an all African American tank squad. They were one of the most decorated tank squads, one of the most effective tank squads of World War II. Jackie Robinson was famously in that. If you guys know who Jackie was, helped desegregate baseball in America. Very, very well. He didn't serve. He got thrown out for being for not moving to the back of a bus, by protesting. But still, he was a part of it for a short time. And so, just a very, very iconic squad. I'd love to see them. And I'd love to see a lot of squads like that, both in, maybe some sniper squads for some premium female soldiers for sniper squads. That would be cool. I don't know if the Germans had any female soldiers or anything like that, but there's tons of options for that I would like to see going forward. Anyway, on to the actual levels itself, and enough of me talking about these premium squads. I'd love to see in some of these kind of smaller squads. Everybody rejoice, all of the American fanboys out there, myself included, rejoice. We are finally getting the Browning M1919A6 with a 100-round belt and another belt to boot. This is going to be ridiculous. I mean, it is not going to have that much recoil because it is a massive weapon. It's a big machine gun. It's not going to kick that hard because it's just so damn heavy. I expect to be very slow while moving it. I hope that's kind of the way they balance it, but this is going to be mad damage. This is going to be ridiculous. So I'm excited to see this. This is going to be a scary weapon to deal with. That's for sure. And then we've got the MG34. Anybody who's played in Berlin and has used this weapon knows this is also a very powerful weapon, on par with the M1919A6. At least it might be a little bit worse, but this is no slouch either. The Allies are going to be getting the 76mm Sherman, and then the Germans getting the Tiger E. Tiger E is fine, cool. I don't like that the 76 Sherman is coming, because this is 2 or 3 levels after the Wolverine, and why? I don't understand. We're getting this 2 or 3 levels after the Wolverine, but the Wolverine is just this thing, but worse. It's got the same gun on it, except it's less armored. It's open top, so half your crew's gonna die, and it's got slower turret rotation. So why? This just makes the 76, the Wolverine, the 76mm Wolverine, it makes it utterly worthless, right? The M10, like, why would you use the M10? I honestly, if you guys have any kind of idea on why you would ever use the M10 over the 76 Sherman here, I would love to hear it, because I can't think of a single reason. I honestly cannot. This is why I've been petitioning for quite a while to make the M10 Wolverine be the M36 Jackson instead, and only give it AP rounds, make it a tank destroyer, but not good against infantry in any way. I think that would be a pretty fair way to deal with that. Anyway, moving on to the premium squads. The allies are going to be getting the Colt Monitor machine gun. As far as I know, this is basically just a, yeah, it's a modified version of the Browning, the BAR M1918. It's got a compensator on it. So it's going to be a very controllable weapon on top of having basically perfect perks. I don't think I could choose better perks than this. I mean, vitality, recoil reduction, med pack, use speed. Not really anything else you could possibly ask for there. That's pretty perfect. And the Germans are going to be getting the Kirili 43M Hungarian SMG. As far as I know, again, I think this is just the Danuvia thing that we're getting in Stalingrad, with some mad perk stats. I mean, this is like 24, I think. Yeah, 16. Yeah, 24 weapon handling. Like, ooh, that is some high stats right there. So good on them there. Berlin also getting the MP43, the STG, the mighty STG, long awaited for German players in Berlin. They are finally getting it. That'll be great. The Soviets are going to be getting the probably less powerful but still very good Federov automatic as the counter to their MP43. I don't know if you'll use this over the PPSH. I kind of expect to, because its damage is kind of closer to the MP43 and above the SMG damage of the PPSH. But we'll see as time goes on. And then they get another BF109 and an LA7. Honestly, who cares? I mean, if you guys like planes, it's pretty cool. This thing's got a cool camo on it, I guess, right? Like, all right, it looks pretty neat. But ultimately, I'm not more planes, whoop-de-doo. I would have liked to see an IS-2 or something. Soviets are going to get a Yak-9K with a 45mm cannon. That's pretty cool. Honestly, though, planes are just traditionally very ineffective against tanks in Enlisted. Maybe this is going to be different. Maybe we'll find that out. But honestly, guys, I would not hold my breath on that. Not a big fan of this either. It's a tank destroyer. I mean, I think I already have this in Normandy. Or maybe in Berlin. Wasn't this an event thing? I think this is an event vehicle in Normandy. Or maybe it's an event thing in Berlin already. I'm not sure. Tunisia is going to be getting the bow fighter with some 420mm Hispano cannons, some machine guns, and then, of course, a rear gunner. So that'll be cool. BF-110 with some... oh, it has 8 rockets. Forgot about that. Yes, rockets as well. I don't know what kind of rockets these are. I'm guessing they're anti-tank rockets, so that'll be pretty cool. I'm excited to see that. Maybe we'll get some better anti-tank rockets. We'll see what kind of rockets they are. You War Thunder PhD players out there can let me know what rockets the British had. I know they had like they had some sort of big rockets, Big Tom rockets or something like that. I can't remember what it is. I haven't played War Thunder in a bit, but they've got some big rockets like that. We'll see what they get. And then the Germans are going to be getting some BF-110 with 250 kgs, sure, whatever. And then a Johnson M1941. Weird that this is in Tunisia, but whatever. And then the ZH-29. You know, we're adding more semi-autos to a campaign that I think bolt actions should be a lot more powerful, but we're also getting bolt action buffs hopefully soon, so, you know, whatever. Shermans, Panzer IV F2s. These are good. I'm glad these are being added. Gives the Allies finally a solid tank along with the Germans. These are both pretty equal on par with each other. I'm glad to see these feel very balanced against one another. The Matilda being a premium squad, I don't agree with. I think the Matilda is too iconic of a vehicle, but I guess at this point in the war, the Matilda would have been phased out quite a bit, mainly overtaken by, of course, the Shermans in El Alamein, the Second Battle of El Alamein, where they really, started to dominate. Oh well. And then the Panzer IIIN, very fast-firing infantry support tank. I think they use these in tandem with the Tigers, and we do, of course, we're going to see the Tigers at some point in the future in Tunisia, of course, because that was where Tigers were first seen. But regardless, we'll see what happens going forward. Moscow, the Germans are going to be getting the Kirili 39M. I believe, again, this is the Danuvia. This is the Hungarian SMG. Very powerful weapon, on par probably with the PPSH, or at least the PPSH with the stick mag. Very, very powerful weapon. I think Germans are going to be pretty happy to be getting this thing finally. And then the Soviets are going to be getting the powerful DT-29. I don't know. I kind of like the DPM. I'm not going to lie to you guys. The DT is good. And then some more planes. Whoop-de-doo. I'm not a big fan of the planes. You know, you get the PET, big Soviet dive bomber. 600 kg bombs is quite the armament there. No main guns though, but they do have 4 rear gunners. And then the BF-110 with 2 250 kg bombs. Very cool. Got some planes. There you go. And then premium squads for Moscow. Finally, we got the M3 Lee. It does have all of its armaments on it. It is not a hollowed out vehicle, and it does not have 13 angry Russians jumping out of it. For those of you that don't know, that is something the Soviets actually did do. They would basically take all the ammo and all the guns out of these things and drive them to the front line, and then a bunch of angry Russians would pop out with PPSHs, which I'm sure would have been quite the shock to the Germans. That would have been pretty horrifying. And then we've got whatever the hell this thing is. It doesn't even tell me. I think it's an FW. It doesn't look like a 109. Maybe it's a 109. I really don't know, but there's a plane. There's a premium plane with some fighters. So there you go, guys. That is everything. Just wanted to get this info out there again for you guys, those of you that might have missed it or wanted to just hear my thoughts and talk about this, give some historical background on it. Again, probably have Stalingrad out tomorrow. Follow me over twitch.tv/HeyQuadro. We'll be playing that, and we'll probably have a video out as soon as we possibly can tomorrow. But thanks so much for watching, guys. Remember, as always, to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you guys are most excited for. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on these new campaign levels. But without anything else, thank you again for watching, and I will see you guys next time.